Welcome to the 45th edition of Marex Maritime News. These are the headlines on Monday, 21st December 2020. Shipping rates soar as ports get more congested. Container shipping set for steadier course.
Digital training, big relief to seafarers.
Liners upset with Indian government of interference in freight rates. Global market opportunities in shipbuilding and repairing industry. The continued peak in the ocean container demand is keeping the ports congested, equipment scarce, and creating a knock-on effect on the ocean rates beyond the Asia-US lanes that is generating most of the demand. Prices from Asia to Mediterranean, which is normally 37% lower than the Asia-US East Coast rates, skyrocketed 36% to US$ 5,455 per FEU, up 130% since November, 205% year-on-year, and surpassing Asia-US East Coast by 10%. Rates for Asia North Europe climbed 21% this week to nearly US$ 4,600 per FEU, a 117% increase since the start of November. The world's container liner business is now so consolidated that it can deftly match vessel capacity with cargo demand. This change, courtesy mergers and alliances, is structural, not cyclical. If there is a single thesis for container shipping in 2020, then this is it. If liners can indefinitely calibrate capacity to cargo demand, the future new building order book should be far less of a threat for liner profits and far less of a savior for shippers.
The COVID-19 pandemic has created havoc in the business world, and more so in our industry. For decades, shipping lines have been trying to raise the freight rates, but to no avail. Overcapacity, senseless expansion, and cutthroat competition has ensured that freight rates have decreased over the years in contrast to the high inflationary costs. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed all that. Lines have restricted their capacity on many trade lanes, thus resulting in increasing freight rates almost at every voyage or every alternate voyage. This has resulted in thumping profits for some of the liners. With mergers and acquisitions, we are down to a handful few who are calling the shots. The shipping industry has seen a resurgence which it has not seen in decades. But what does that mean for the average Indian shipper? Increased costs, getting uncompetitive against world players, especially our neighbors, and in addition, the logistics players suffer the most, or the intermediaries. In the long term, this may not be a wise idea. Certain parity of freight rates have to be there.
In the older days, container carriers gave orders for new ships depending on their business plan, which was based on market share they wanted to have in certain trades, two main trades being Trans-Pacific eastbound and China Far East to North Continent. The arrival of new builds which were in the range of 18 to 20,000 TEU size created excess capacity and drove their freight rates south. After their consolidation, the carriers are aiming for profitability and not market share, so they are now carefully calibrating their capacity as per the demand to ensure that the business remains profitable. This calibration has been very slow and is leading to shortages in supply and driving the freight rates up. The return to normalcy, however, is expected soon. We may see some new entrants coming in the short term and in the shorter routes, and some governments may intervene if the normalcy does not get restored in the coming quarter.
Seafarer training has increased and improved this year, thanks to the shipping companies for embracing the use of digital technology, a recent survey has suggested. The survey revealed that nearly a third of seafarers who responded saying that they have received training this year had been trained online, a huge increase from just 4% in 2019. And 63% said that they found the training to be useful, a 10% increase on last year.
Yes, COVID has brought in a revolution in training, especially the maritime training globally. On 16th of March, DG Shipping had taken a proactive measure based on which the complete training at all the DG Shipping approved institutes had come to a standstill. They're all suspended from 16th of March. Thanks for the initiative which the DG took across that well before even the India lockdown started. As a charity, we were already into online training, and it was a good fortune that we could commence immediately the value-added training. And on 31st of March, Honorable Director of Shipping, Shamita Kumarji, inaugurated our online courses or sessions which were value-added courses. The training continued, and we started our faculty were used into various value-added topics on the nautical engineering streams. Few of them are already on the YouTube for the industry to get themselves updated. On 19th of May, DD Shipping started the comprehensive courses, regional approved courses, comprehensive courses, classes, and most of the MTS did commence these courses, which was a relief for the seafarers who are sailing on board and those who are ashore, because they could complete the training and relieve the people on board. Once again, DGSR 20 of 2020, which was issued around 3rd of August, opened up 13 more courses which seafarers could undergo. And the latest circular, which has just been issued on Friday, which has opened up on 18th of December, it's opened up 80 courses. 80 courses have been opened up for training on a different types of mode. One is the classroom, there is physical courses for all the similar courses, a blended mode for courses which involves theory and some form of practicals, and purely virtual for courses which doesn't involve any practicals. This was a great initiative, and probably India is one of the first in the world to take such proactive steps and bring maritime training to this sector. Almost, I've been given to understand that more than about 25,000 seafarers, rather 25,000 e-certificates have been issued, digital certificates have been issued from the e-governance of DG Shipping. And this is a great impact, it's a great remarkable achievement for India. And I wish that Indian administration continues this proactive measures, and certainly Indian officers and ratings are blessing the directorate and the administration for keeping the employment on. So digital training is certainly brought in at this challenging times. It has brought in a lot of relief for all the seafarers globally.
And now, the news in detail.
The next step is now, definitely there has been some pressure on Indian jobs in one way or another.
Indian Maritime University, a central university under Ministry of Shipping, Government of India.
The new legislation, Merchant Shipping Bill (MSB) 2020, is meant to replace the existing policies that were enacted several decades ago under the Merchant Shipping Act (MSA) 1958. The policymakers have set a stage for regulatory framework to create greater transparency into ocean carrier pricing for export, import, and domestic cargo transportation, an issue that has been historically complex and acrimonious.
The insertion of the need to mention freight in bill of lading as an afterthought towards the end of merchant shipping bill goes to show that the rule makers, in fact the rule drafters, are not aware of international practices or don't know what they're doing, because the bill itself has a lot of drawbacks which need be corrected. Coming back to the question of freight, Sea freight from the old days of liner, hook to hook, or over the rail is an old norm. Today's multimodal transportation, especially in containerization, has come a long way. It has morphed to multimodal door to door transportation, where literally the ship owner has come ashore, so to say, providing services including perhaps warehousing from door to door. There is a strong credit system also in India, which in fact reflects the cost of delayed payment.
The global shipbuilding and repairing market has reached a value of nearly US dollar 1,91,913 million in 2019, having increased at a CAGR of 0.9% since 2015. But the market is expected to decrease to US dollar 1,77,809 million in 2020 at a rate of 0.01%. The decline is mainly due to the COVID-19 lockdowns and the social distancing norms imposed by various countries and the economic slowdowns of various countries owing to the COVID-19 and the measures to contain it. The market is then expected to recover and grow at a CAGR of 3.06% from 2021 and reach US dollar 1,91,891.1 million in 2023. Growth in the historic period resulted from the rising population, increasing demand for cruise ships, and economic growth in emerging markets. Factors that negatively affected the growth in the historic period were cheaper air cargo services, long turnaround time, volatile raw material prices, and geopolitical tensions. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you for watching. See you all next Monday.